and see what everybody's doing. So hey everybody, I'm live right now also on Instagram. No, sorry, on TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook. And I'm taking questions. So let me know if you have any questions or anything about jazz guitar. This is actually my supposed to be my monthly Patreon only live lesson that I haven't been doing as much because I was on tour for a while and was kind of busy. But if you have any questions, TikTok or anybody, I'll try to answer them. And I'm taking any kind of questions right now from my fans right now on Facebook and YouTube. So if you're just joining, let me know and we'll talk. And please send me a comment. And also, if you have any questions about the 7-string guitar or the 6-string jazz guitar, let me know. It's been quite a while since I actually was online. So on YouTube live and on Facebook. So you probably aren't used to me being up here right now. So let me play you a song or two before we start. And you can ask me any kind of questions you'd like, guys. And I'll answer them if I can. Let me see who's on here on TikTok. Yeah. Oh, cool. Look at this. All these cool people are joining. Let me see who's making some comments here. And thank you everybody for joining. I know it's a Saturday afternoon. It's a nice day. It's summer. So a lot of people aren't online, but let's see who's online right now. Let me see. Let me see if I can play this song. I was doing a little lesson today about harmonics. Let me try something. So how's everybody doing? Let me see. I see a couple of comments here. Hey, Alex. Oh my God, Alex, how you been doing? Oh, the loud notes are slightly distorted. Let me turn that down a little bit for you. I think it might be my amp, actually, Alex. Thank you for telling me. Um, I don't know what my amp is doing that. Maybe it's the speaker. Let me see. So, Alex, how you been doing? Let me say hi to Alex. Let me show him my good friend from Alex in Germany. And again, thank you for watching, everybody. If you have any questions, this is a live lesson, and we'll be talking about certain things. If you want to learn about chord melody and other lessons like that, I have a new book that's been out for a while called Chords at Your Fingertips. And this workshop here today is mainly about, any questions you might ask. So let me see if there's any questions right now that I can see on, let me see on TikTok right now. If anybody wants to, ask me any questions or any questions about jazz guitars or jazz guitarists or anything like that, let me know. Or jazz guitar, anything. When soloing, do you think about tonal center? Oh, that's a great question. So someone's asking me about tonal center. Guitar player 007. Oh, zero. Okay, so yeah, 007, 007 with an extra zero. So let me see. So when I'm soloing, like for example, I was playing that song right now called Just One of Those Things. So it's in D minor. So when I'm playing, I know I'm in the key of D minor, which is related to key of F. So I can use a D minor scale. I like to use a lot, and in jazz, we like to use a lot the Dorian scale, okay, everybody? So I'll be playing the Dorian. You should be able to play your scales all over the neck, okay? Okay, I'm playing with the 7-string too now. Okay, so I'm thinking about tonal center. I know we're in the key of D minor, but there are a lot of chords here. So when I'm actually improvising, I'm actually playing on each chord though, still. So I'm going like D minor, Dorian. I could do D Dorian, harmonic. When I get to E minor 7 flat 5, I have a lot of choices. I could play E Locrian, or E a melodic minor, which is Locrian natural 9. When I get to the A7, flat 9 or sharp 9, I can use all kinds of scales. I like to use diminished. I can use altered. So, I mean, I'm thinking about, I know I'm in the key of D minor, but every time the chord changes, I'm actually playing what we're called changes. So every time there's a different chord, I play on the chord, because when you're playing a jazz song, a lot of the chords are not in the same key. So I play this song, there's an E minor, E minor 7 flat 5, A7 flat 9, I'm going to F7. Now, that's not in the key of F. That's like the 5/7 of the B flat, but I'm playing the dominant here. Then B minor 7 flat 5, Locrian, B flat minor 7, A minor 7 to D7 flat 9, so 2/5. So in jazz, the chord changes all the time. That's the problem. So so someone's asking me right now on YouTube. So that's a great question. So that, I hope I answered your question. So yes, I know I'm in the key of F, but I'm playing all over the place in different keys because the chords are different on every bar of some of these songs. So you have to know your chord scales for each song or something on the chord that you're playing on. So that's called playing changes. Okay, great question. And yes, I love John Mayer's playing. He went to Berklee too. So John Mayer went to Berklee, and he's a great player. and he studied at Berkeley. So if you want to get good at playing music, you need to study. Just John Mayer and I do, or whoever plays professionally music, and who's ever a good teacher or anything like that. So thank you for watching, everybody. Let me just see what these other questions are. So that's a great question, Aditya Aranhai. That's a great question. You know, everybody, look at this. This is a great strap. The Moody straps are really good here. Yeah, John Mayer plays Moody straps like me. So just so you know, John Mayer is a great player, and he uses these Moody straps, and I'm a Moody artist as well. You know, they're big supporters of mine. They supported my last album, which is Standards in My Songs, guys. So just remember, if you're enjoying this, YouTube, you know, I'm also taking Super Chat donations directly on my YouTube channel. And if you're on Facebook, you know, just go. You can go to. I'll show you there's different kinds of ways of taking donations. You could join my Patreon, everybody. Let me take out this comment right now from my friend Alex in Germany. So I have a new album out right now. You can pick that up, like, and check it out, everybody. It's on my website, ronjacksonmusic.com. Okay. Let me see. There's some other questions here right now on TikTok. Oh, so thank you. Someone sent me a gift on TikTok. I appreciate it. Let me see. Play something by Robert Johnson. Let me see if I know anything. But at this point, I'm guessing you don't actually have to think it's all musical muscle memory. So just so you know, if you want to improvise, everybody, you know, you've got to. I mean, we talk a lot about scales. Everybody wants to learn about scales, but you have to really memorize phrases. And so that's a great question. It's muscle memory, you know, because I practice it over and over and over. You know, Mr. Guitar Player 007 James Bond 07. And what happens is I start like, you know, I mean, all these licks that I learned from all these jazz scales are actually musical lines that I play through the changes. So when I'm actually playing over a song, I'm not just playing scales. I'm actually playing like different ways of playing the scales, but it's actually jazz language. Okay, so I'll be going like this. So if I'm playing over like a song like "The Days of Wine and Roses," the jazz standard. So what I'm doing, I'm actually improvising, everybody, but here's the thing. I'm improvising, but I'm using scales and everything else that you're seeing me do. But I'm playing lines, and some of the lines incorporate scales, but they also incorporate, let's say I'm playing F major 7. I have a line for that like this. Now what I'm doing is, I can analyze the line. I went down the bebop scale, which is like part of the major scale. I'm using a 7 string, for example. So I'm doing something like that, but you know, I have all kinds of lines on a major 7th chord, on F major 7. So I might approach the note, just the third, just every chord tone, the 1, 3, and 5, which is F, A, and C, and just do a note for below it. These are different kinds of jazz language techniques. Okay, like that. Or I can, that's just one approach note. There are 16 of them. I can go from the top. So I can take that one lick or that jazz line and let's just go through the changes. So if I'm going F major 7, 2, 3, 4, E flat, A minor 7 flat 5, D7 flat sharp 9 or flat 9. I can go like this. So I'm actually playing I'm playing off the arpeggios with actually a approach note, we call them. You know, you target these notes with little half steps or whole steps, but it's not only the notes; it's the feel. You see I'm going like this. I'm swinging the notes. I'm not going. I'm making a face like I'm not swinging. I'm putting feeling into the notes. You're not just playing notes. You're actually playing feeling with the notes. So you got to get into that whole thing about playing. I'm going to show some more banners here. If you want to donate to Super Chat YouTube, that would be great. And follow me everywhere. Let me show you this right now. Let me see these questions. So that was a great question. So it's more about. I'm not thinking muscle memory about. I'm also doing music that I've put in my. How do you practice swing feel? That's a great question. What's on your Patreon? Oh yeah. So just so you guys know, on my Patreon, I give a lot of free lessons that I sell on my website, printable lessons. You can see me go live. I'm going live right now just because I'm doing like an open house for my Patreon. This is actually, I'm taking questions from everybody today, but on my Patreon, usually we do this live session right now. You can ask me questions if you're a patron, and then I'll you know, it's closed. It's actually like a private link, and I do this once a month. Usually when I'm not on tour. When I'm on tour, it's a different story because it's hard to do everything when you're on tour. This kind of stuff, and then so I'll take questions and I'll answer questions like this, exactly like this, but it's not open to the public. Sometimes I do this in a way, and then and I get a lot more patrons. So you'll get like all these like what we call you know I can't show you this, but like you'll get like all these licks that are given out right now. Like you'll get these free things like this, all for free that I sell on my website. These are really popular licks and phrases and lessons, printable lessons. You can print them and download them. They're unlimited if you're a patron, and I put them up all the time. So I mean, depending on how much money you pay as a patron, if you pay $3 a month, you get one lesson, but you get the free live lessons and you get some incentives. If you pay like $9, you get like 3 or 4 lessons a month, printable. And then if you pay $25, you get like even more, and you get all kinds of different stuff, and you get a CD and a download. Well, I think I download, and more, and you can even get a lesson much cheaper than I charge. So it's good to join my Patreon. I just got another Patreon today. So if you have any questions about that, keep asking. I really like you guys on TikTok. I haven't been live on TikTok, my momentum was starting to go really well. Getting a lot of followers, but it's all hard to sustain this. I'm now gonna have a lot of followers on Instagram and YouTube too, so it's hard to keep up with this. So that's a great question. Let me see if there's any other comments. Let me see. Let me answer some more questions here. Let me keep answering questions. So, right, 251-1625. So, yeah, 007. Thanks for the gift, too. I appreciate it. What was I going to say? For everybody who wants to learn jazz improvisation, you have to learn lines and phrases by heart. And you know what? Everybody thinks, you're playing licks. So after a while, just so you know, it becomes part of your playing. But I tell my students all the time, you have to do trial and error. So you have to actually just, you have to play with people all the time and experiment and make sure these lines work because, and record yourself. And, recording does not lie to you. So you have to really record yourself playing all these lines. So I have a lot of lines worked out. I mean, and it's not only that. I mean, it's a lot more to that when you play guitar. So I have my 7-string here. If you have any questions about 7-string, I encourage you to ask me because 7-string, I'm trying to get more people to play 7-string guitar. But here's my 6-string from my one of my sponsors, D'Angelico Guitar. And I'd like to thank Seymour Duncan as well. They're like my, they're one of my biggest endorsers. I have all kinds of Seymour Duncan pickups. Thank you guys, Seymour Duncan. And again, if you're enjoying this, I have a great book about chord melody here. You can order on my website, and I'll sign it for you, everybody. chords at your fingertips. It shows you how to do walking bass lines on 6-string or guitar for now. And, chord melody and harmonizing melodies and all kinds of cool things. So, pick it up on my website, ronjacksonmusic.com. Let me show you that right now. If you're watching on YouTube, I'll show you my website. It's so hard to show you all this stuff all the time, guys. Here it is. You can go to my store right at the bottom there. So anyway, for example, when I'm playing, now here's my 6-string guitar. So I have a lot of questions, there's a lot of questions here, but so when I'm playing, like if I'm doing 2/5s, I know tons of 2/5s. So I can go like this. Now the thing is, see how many ways I can play that? That's the hard part of the guitar. You have to take your licks and transpose them every possible. That's a 2/5 lick going D minor 7 to G7. And you have to take those licks and practice them everywhere. You can use the same fingering or stay in the same area. And try the same. I'm going up in whole steps. Play it everywhere. So that's just a 2/5 lick. But what happens is, excuse me, I know a lot of these licks. And let me see something here. There's a comment that someone has. Let me see this comment here. Oh, thank you, Kenneth. Thank you, Kenneth, for joining my Patreon. Kenneth, I'm going to make a big announcement. Kenneth Rochlin just joined my Patreon. And I'm going to send you a personal message very soon. I really appreciate you, Kenneth. And thank you for watching and, wherever you joined from. And I really appreciate it. Thank you. So, it's good to go live again. So anyway, we'll get back to Kenneth. He's going to get a lot of free lessons with that with a $9 pledge. He got a $9 pledge. So watch this, guys. So you can take that lick and transpose it everywhere. And the hard part is doing these different fingerings. I'm going to try to get to all your questions here. See how many ways I did that same lick in the same register? So that's the hard part. So when I'm actually playing through a song, I have a ton of licks. So let me show you a bunch of 2/5 licks. These are all 2/5 licks. This one. I learned that from Pat Martino. All I'm playing is D minor 7 to G7. But also, I have a lot of lessons about this. I'm also doing different things where if I'm doing a 2/5, I don't have to play the 5. I just play all D minor. So I just think D minor, I could do a bunch of Dorian licks and they'll still sound good. So, it's hard to play and talk about and teach, but the thing is, I can do all these different techniques. I could just think G7. While I'm playing the 2/5. So there's different ways of thinking when you're improvising too. You're not only playing like scales and notes, but you're playing lines and you're thinking, well, if I'm doing a 2/5, I could do either 2/5 or I could do D minor all the time or G7, the 2 or the 5. So it makes your playing sound different when you're taking a solo. So these are great techniques when you want to learn how to do jazzy improvisation. So let me see if there's any more comments. Let me ask you some more questions. TikTok, you guys are great over here. So how do you practice swing feel? So, okay. When I'm practicing swing feel, everybody, let me get my metronome out. I have my own metronome on my phone here, a free one, on this one. And so when I'm practicing swing feel, everybody, let's take your metronome. Okay, I don't know why I can't hear this. Um, there's no sound here. Let me see why. Oh, maybe I don't know why. But there's no sound. Let me see if someone can help me. Oh, I have it. Oh, here it is. So what I'll do is I'll take like a metronome, and let's set it to like, this is gonna be my 2 and 4. So I practice a lot of my swing feels using 2 and 4 on the metronome. One, one and two and no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. So what I do to do swing feels, I put that on the metronome. 1, 2, 3, 4. But also it's so you can. That's actually the 2 and 4 on the metronome is actually the hi hat in a jazz band. And whenever you hear a band count off a jazz band, they're going 1. They're going like this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. You know. And if you're in a different country, they do it. If you do it in a country that's like that doesn't swing, they go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. They do it on the 1 and 3, which is completely. I don't want to say wrong. It's just not a swing feel. It's not 1, 2, 3. You know what I mean? It's 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. You know, swing. So, but also that's I use that to practice with the metronome. I practice both ways: 1 and 3, 2 and 4, and there's other ways to practice with the metronome. We have to get to that another time. But also when I'm practicing swing feel, it's also your notes. Now straight, so I call them even eighths. I usually play even eighth notes on a bossa nova. So now when I'm playing a solo on that, the notes are even. Those are all straight notes. Da 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 da, all even. So that it's really even. But in jazz, if I was swinging a song like one song the song that Girl from Ipanema is based on is actually Take the A Train, the same chords. It's like here's Girl from Ipanema, the chords. Take the A Train is. Da do da da do. It's the same song actually, same chord changes, different melody. But Take the A Train has a swing feel. So when I'm playing a swing feel, the notes will be like the notes will be do do. It's actually the first note, the eighth note. The first eighth note is longer, and the second eighth note is shorter. So there's different variations of the swing feel. Huh? Yeah. So. Do, 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 do. I'm playing like long, short, long, short, long, short, long, short. That's the swing feel, but you don't want to make it sound like you're like really. It has to be natural sounding. I'm kind of like playing like an exercise. So when I'm playing swing, it's like. It's also there's different ways of like anticipating notes and playing like a little bit, up in the air. Like I'm going. Now, if I'm playing straight, it would sound like this. Now, if it was swing, I'd be. So, I changed the swing of my notes depending on what style I'm playing. If it's more like even eighths, like rock or things that are not, this actually swinging funk, where the notes are like the 16th notes are swung straight 60 notes. swinging 60 notes. So, you know, you can practice funk like that too. So that's a great question, everybody. Let me see. There's another comment here on YouTube finally. Hey, Aditya, I'm a kind of a beginner. I'm planning on buying your book, Chords on Your Fingertips. Will I be able to follow what is written in the book as a beginner? Yes. So, Aditya wants to buy my book, Chords on Your Fingertips. Go to my website right now. I just got a new shipment. You'll get an autographed book, but they have different levels, Aditya. So, so there's like some simple chord exercises in the book to get your chords together with open string chords. And you know, mine is more, just honestly, mine is more complicated, but I'm doing more jazz, walking, bass line stuff. They have some really easy lessons here compared to my lessons, though. So you can learn this, a lot of open string chords here. You can learn, Aditya, you know, in this book. So yes, so there's some books on your level, and also this book comes with video, free video. There's a code in the book, so you can get that. So this is definitely a great book. I've sold like hundreds of these books already. So go get yours, and I'll send you a copy. And it's published through Hal Leonard, and I'm a writer for Acoustic Guitar Magazine as well. So I teach a lot. So obviously you see that I teach. So there's a question. Someone had a comment. Yeah, so the book has a video and everything. So pick up your copy right now. Let me see some other questions. Someone asked my Patreon. Thank you for joining my Patreon. What's my favorite voicing? Oh man, that's a hard one. Here's one I like. Here's like this E minor chord that goes like this with a major seventh. That's a nice one, isn't it? So that's one of my favorite voicings, everybody. So it's really like an E minor 9 with an 11 and a 7. And then I raise the 5th string 1 fret. It has a really cool sound. It's like a C major 7, sharp 11 with a 9 and a 13. One of my favorite voicings. There's so many. Another one's this one. So this is an A dominant 7th with a sharp with a flat 9, and then a sharp 11 and a 13. It's a movable voicing. So that's cool. What's really cool is that I actually can, you know, there's even cooler voices on the 7-string guitar. But we can talk about that in a minute. If you have any questions about that, let me know. So that's one of my favorites. There's so many chords, beautiful chords on the guitar that you can play that I can't even think about right now because I'm trying to talk to you, everybody. you know, when you try, you know, it's really hard to actually go live and play and talk and show you things, you know, on the fly like this because you got to think about all kinds of different things. So let me see. And thank you, everybody. I just want to let you guys know, follow me everywhere. It's at Ron Jackson Music. Let me show another banner here. I just got 30,000 followers now on Instagram. So I really appreciate you guys. And also, I want to tell you something too. I don't have the amp. It's in my car. But there's an amp that I endorse called Henriksen Amps. And they're like the best small jazz guitar amp. And if you want to get one, you get 5% off if you use my code Ron Jackson, okay? So go get the Henriksen amp, and you'll get you'll get 5% off that amp if you use my code Ron Jackson. And I'm going to show you that right now, everybody. So let me see. Let me look right now at some other questions. I play all. You play all the time. Wait a second. Let me see some of these questions here. I'm trying to see these. And also YouTube, please ask some questions too, because I see a lot of people here on Instagram. So let me answer these questions here. Keep on. What's your favorite voice? I play that all the time. Oh, cool, great. Tyler, you play that. Keep on keeping on. Thank you. What's my name on Patreon? So it's easy, everybody. Everything, everywhere. My Patreon name is Ron Jackson Music. So if you want to join my Patreon, it's easy. Ron Jackson Music, all one word, just like my Instagram It's everywhere. That's why I kept everything the same so you can find me everywhere. Ron Jackson Music, my Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Uh, what else? Twitch. I don't use Twitch much. YouTube. And YouTube. I've been doing short videos recently, but I'm actually live today. But I'm going to be doing a lot longer videos. I mean, this is so much content that I'm creating that it's just all I do is work. So it's great to go live because you guys are asking me some great questions and I'm getting some, more students and fans. I appreciate it. And I'm happy to answer your questions. And the best thing to do really is take a lesson with me. Get my materials so you can really get in depth with this stuff. You can get my printable lessons on my website, RonJacksonMusic.com, just like my name. So everything's Ron Jackson Music on my Patreon. So that's a great question. So let me keep at. Oh man, someone's asking me about flamenco guitar. That's a great question. Let me show you something. I have a nice 7-string flamenco. It's not a flamenco. It's a Russian style guitar that I love to show that I endorse with Cremona guitars. Let me show you. So I love flamenco, and you know who lives nearby? And I've been checking him out. He's on tour right now in Europe, and I've never been to his house. But he has these things where you can visit him at his house and eat and pay thousands of dollars to hang out with him. He's Al Di Meola. And he plays, what's funny? I don't play with my fingers. I mean, I do play with my fingers. I do hybrid picking. I do some finger style stuff, but not like exclusively. Like Al Di Meola plays with a pick all the time, but on a nylon. So I have this beautiful Cremona guitar. If you want to talk to me about getting one of these at a good price, just, email me. My email is it's easy to find. It's ron@ronjacksonmusic.com, and I can get you a good deal on these Cremona Fiesta 7-string guitars. I've sold many of these. They're really great guitars, and I love flamenco kind of stuff, But I use a pick like Al Di Meola because that's how I really learned, and he's really great at the. So this is a 7-string nylon string guitar. Really cool, huh? So yeah, I have all the guitars, guys. I play steel string, 12-string steel string, all those guitars. So yes, I own these guitars. I have 6-string nylon strings, 7 strings. So so anybody here is in New York City? Let me know. Because I can teach you, or you can come see me play and hang out, or in the New York City area, New Jersey, Connecticut. Let me know. Let me see something here. So that's a great question. So this is my nylon string, and let me see some other questions here. Going to join. Oh, great. So I think Guitar Player joined my Patreon for $9 a month. I appreciate you. I'm going to say, I forgot what your name is because I was looking for a second. I'm too distracted trying to teach live here. So thank you for joining. And it's Ron Jackson Music, everybody. Sick guitar. Thank you. Very cool. Let me answer some more questions here. Hello, from New Jersey. Do you know B.B. King songs? Oh, you know what? That's a great question. B.B. King's one of my favorite guitar players for blues. And Eric Clapton was like one of his, one of B.B. King, Eric Clapton's biggest influences was B.B. King. And yeah, sure. I know, Thrill is gone. That song. Yeah, so, everybody, if you want to, come see me play wherever I'm playing in your city, definitely go to Bands in Town and follow me, or go to my website where my shows are. And I'll be playing very soon at the Zinc Bar in New York City on August 22nd. I'm going to print out a poster later about that. But, come by and check me out and see my live shows. But, yeah, I love B.B. King, man. And you know what? I play with this guitar with 14s on top. So, I like to bend them. Oh man, now I'm getting the guitar out of tune by doing that. Sorry guys. So you shouldn't bench strings on the jazz guitar. But anyway, yeah, I love BB King, man. So let me answer some more questions here. And please, on YouTube and Facebook, if you have any questions or anything, let me know. I'm going to go for a little bit longer here. You're Kenneth. Oh, pleased to meet you, Kenneth. Play better, call Saul. Okay, thank you. I'll call Saul. Talk about accent and swing. Oh, okay. Oh, play better, call Saul. I don't know that song. Sorry. Think of so someone was asking about accent and swing. So swing, the notes are up on. Basically, swing is syncopation. So there's a lot of notes in swing that are off the beat. So your phrases don't have to come in on time, on the beat all the time. That's basically what accenting is. And so I mean, let me turn my guitar back up. So if I'm playing a jazz phrase. So you have to think about the rhythm a lot when you're playing jazz. And I started learning about rhythm when I started studying with a drummer recently, which I need to take a lesson soon with, because I take lessons too, private lessons. So I teach, but also I study myself because, it helps me, my teaching and also my playing. So when I'm playing a phrase, I can go. So if I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So see, I'm doing like all these upbeats and stuff, or playing on the off beats. So that's syncopation and accenting on jazz. And you can use dynamics with your playing, which is loud and soft, like. So I'm doing all these accents and off the beat stuff, And Pat Martino would do things like So there's different ways to accent on on jazz. So syncopation, off the beats, rhythms that cross the bar line. Some cool techniques you could use to make your playing sound cool. Now, and you don't have to play fancy notes. It's the feel that's the most important thing in jazz. Remember that, okay? So let me see some other questions here. What do you think of flamenco in regards to guitar? I've been to Spain many times, just so you guys should know. So I've seen Paco de Lucia, seen flamenco live in the south of Spain and all that. I love flamenco guitar. That's a whole different world. Like I have a friend of mine named Dan Garcia who does a lot of great exercises. So you have to have certain nails, and yet the guitars are amazing. So it's important. Flamenco is a whole different world of guitar, and I really appreciate it. I love all styles of guitar, actually, from progressive rock to flamenco to folk to country. I mean, steel string, all that great stuff. So his name, you can learn flamenco from Jan Garcia on YouTube, okay, and Instagram and everywhere else. Check him out, Dan Garcia, okay. Let me see. Let me see. How do you? Let me see. I'm trying to get answer these questions. I don't want to skip anything here. Uh, let me see. Here's some other questions. What do you think? Okay. How do you learn good important language? Oh, in jazz, just so you guys know, important language is just really just transcribing solos. Listen to the master, not only in guitar, but listen to all instruments and learn their solos. Transcribe is called, or taking off. Like Wes Montgomery was, he was famous for knowing all the Charlie Christian solos by heart. But if you listen to Wes Montgomery, you couldn't hear any Charlie Christian. But that's that's all this. He learned all his solos, I heard. And Pat Metheny is a great guy. He learned all Wes Montgomery solos. He sounds just like Wes Montgomery, but he's I read interviews about this with him. But if you listen to Pat Metheny, do you hear Wes Montgomery? No, but he has the basis. So if you learn solos and transcriptions of great jazz musicians, that's how you get the language together as well. You know, as all the other stuff that you're learning. Okay, so that's what you have to do. Um, how difficult was it financially for you to get started? This is a living. Oh, that's a great question. Um, so you know, it's hard to make money playing music, especially jazz. You know the saying. You play in jazz, you play millions of notes and make a few dollars, and in rock, you play a few notes and make millions of dollars. So, but you know, I tell my students this all the time. To make a living playing jazz or any kind of music like this, you don't get a day job. That's what you do. That's the only thing I can say. So you'll find different ways of making money. So in jazz, I mean, you know, in music, you know, you just different. This is a whole different topic about other than playing. So if you really want to make money playing music, you got to find different ways of making money in different income streams. You know, like you can make money on social media. You can make money on songs that you compose. You can make money on gigs. You can make money on radio airplay. I mean, you can make money on sync licensing. There's all kinds of ways to make money. But the thing is, the most important thing is don't get a day job, and and have some money saved so you can actually, when it's slow, you have money in the bank to pay your bills. So that's what I say, and that's so and you gotta network and meet people, and a good way of meeting people is studying with people, because your teacher can recommend you to gigs, know other guitar players, different things like that. That's what you do. So that's how you keep up. You and have a lot of friends, and network. That's it. So let me see. How difficult? Let me keep asking. Can you play swallow shallow? I don't know that one. Sorry. How long have you been playing? I've been playing since I was 11, which is a long time, and I'm still learning how to play. And just so you guys know, the younger you start, the better. It doesn't mean you'll have a successful career, but it's great to start young. But I saw a 3-year-old kid the other day, a few weeks ago, at this music store that's actually, you should follow these guys, called Brothers Music Store in Manhattan. Okay, and there was a 3-year-old man. This guy had perfect pitch. He was almost 4, and he could actually play bar chords and all this. So don't let that discourage you, because I see this all the time. But the younger that you are, and the more proficient you are, the better. And also, I have another student who's about 8 in California. This guy's going to be amazing. He can read, he can play in time. He knows he's starting to learn his scales. And I've been teaching him for a year. He's going to be amazing, and he's really amazing. So, I wish I would have started before I was self-taught, but the most important thing is, it doesn't matter what age you are. Wes Montgomery started when he was 18, I heard. So, if you put the time in, no matter what age you are, you can be great. So remember the 10,000 hour rule. There's all these gimmicks I see about all the time about learning guitar, but you really have to put a lot of time in the instrument, really, at the end, and get a good teacher to show you what you're going to be doing the right way. So you're not playing the same. The most important thing is not to play the same stuff all the time. Don't practice a C major scale and think that's practice. The same scale. Oh, practice it. See how many ways I played that? Don't play it the same way, for example. Don't play it up and down. Play it thirds. Arpeggios. So that way you get much better. Okay, is that acoustic or electric? This is both, actually, but it's mostly electric. You can play it acoustically. I don't know what song you're talking about. Which guitar? I had 3 guitars. So that was a question from the trumpet kid. Any tips for embellishments? I mean, like I talked about this before, when you're playing like a lead line or a jazz solo. So there's so many ways to embellish a note. You can bend it. You can play like notes around. Approach up. Double it on the guitar. You know I was checking out recently that's really amazing, has really amazing technique. I love, and I've always been a big fan of his, he's not considered a jazz guitar player, but he's a great guitar player, Steve Vai. I mean, I've been following him since I was in college. He went to Berkeley like me. And man, I was checking out like someone like do the bootleg video and put it on YouTube, and this guy, he really is so good at playing the guitar. Now there's jazz, but the guitar is a whole different thing too. Like you could be a great jazz musician and not be a like I mean you could play your jazz stuff but not be like a great guitar player. This guy could really play the guitar. Like he knows so many ways to play the guitar. I'm just really amazed. So there's so many ways to play the same note. Like he was doing these notes. He was doing things like he was playing one note, which is all these different fingers to get the articulation. To get to milk one note. I was like, wow, I know that technique from Pat Martino. Watch this. Pat Martino would have me do that. Now, Pat Martino is a famous jazz guitar player that just passed away, and I have a song on my new album, you know, if you want to get it, called For Pat. So remember, my new album was like top 10 in the United States jazz charts, and there's sheet music on my website with this too. But Pat Martino, so pick up my new album. This is a ad spot right now. Go to my website right now and get my new album. And so, yeah, anyway, that's a great question for embellishments. Could you do some Paco de Lucia's fastest rest stroke scales? I don't know. That's a good question. Let me see something. Hold on. Let me go back down. So, fastest Paco de Lucia rest note scales. I don't know. I mean, I can go like this. Ah! See, I got to do it on acoustic guitar. It's kind of weird on electric, but to try to play like flamenco runs on electric guitar. But I get what you're saying. And you know, most of the time when Paco de Lucia was doing runs, it was mostly scale-like, where jazz is more like lines, you know, like more intricate lines. But I mean, don't get me wrong. I've seen Paco de Lucia play a few times, so I mean, I love his playing. So I love all styles of guitar playing, but he was just amazing. So yeah, that was kind of like something like that. Hey, Kate brought buckets in PA. That's cool. It's good to know. Do you have anything on octaves? Oh yeah. So everybody. So someone was asking 007 0. I have a new lesson up on octaves that I'm going to be putting on my Patreon soon. So if you join my Patreon, I'm going to be uploading that. No. I'm actually, sorry, I'm in the process of writing it. So I have some videos about it. But for octaves, just the most important thing is you know, the easiest ones are between the first, you know, the 2-string apart octaves like this. 6th and 4th, 5th and 3rd, 4th and 2, 3rd and 1. So I can play, those are the easiest octaves to play. So when I'm playing, I like, you know, I mean, I tell my students all the time, play your octaves like you play lines. So if I'm going to go, like this, try to take the line, or if I'm going, so I'll do the line as an octave. So also, if you really want to learn octaves and get into octaves, listen to Wes Montgomery or George Benson, the guys who started this. You know, when he came out in the 60s, all the classical guys were going, ooh, that's impossible. But anything's possible, obviously. So I see all kinds of crazy stuff. So yeah, take your line. So I'm going, so I try to take my lines and actually play octaves using line, you know, using playing the same line. So that's the best thing to get your octaves together. My strings a little out of tune because I was bending it like I'm not supposed to be doing on this guitar. So let me see some other questions. I'm gonna take a few more. I gotta get going about 5 minutes. Oh yeah. Oh, someone's saying they have problems. Ancient decay. you're having problems playing with articulate speed. So you know what? I mean, I have some techniques if you want. I'm going to be putting some more pick lessons on my website that you could download. But there's some videos I have too. So if you ever want to get together for a lesson or anything, you know, what I use, it took me a long time. It's the type of pick you use to get speed. And also, you know, a lot of people, you know, they're not using the right pick. I used to use a really small Jim Dunlop pick. I could never get any speed, so I use these teardrop picks. And also, it's your pick angle. When I started picking like at this more of this angle, it's particularly for George Benson, the George Benson picking technique. You know, I started getting more speed. Okay, so there's things I can help you with that. Okay, but you know, you need a teacher really to show you, just because I have to see what you're doing. So to get you know, to get speed or anything, you need to get direct help with that kind of stuff. So just so you guys know, if you want to save some money right now for lessons, I'm going to give you a discount code right now if you want to get a lesson with me and save 20%. It's RJ20. Okay? If you want to get some lessons with me, just use this code right now, RJ20. Go to my website, ronjacksonmusic.com. Sign up for lessons. Okay? So yeah, so in a way, so it took me a long time to get speed. You know, I mean, I've been working on my speed for years. I still work on it. So I'm using like a sideways picking technique, but I can adjust my picking now. If I'm playing a round wound string, this is a flat wound. I tend to pick straight on the string, because if you pick sideways, you get the scrapey, scratchy sound. You know, you don't want that. So let me keep going here. Let me answer a few more questions. Are those nylon strings? Oh, that's a good question. You know what? I have a TikTok about that. These are, just so you guys know, these are nylon taped steel strings in the middle here. Well, no, actually, these six on the sixth string here is on the sixth, fifth, fourth, and third string. These are black taped nylon steel strings, okay? And these are made by La Bella. And I can show you the packet right here. This is what I use. These are like 14 to 67 on my six-string guitar. 14 to 67. See that? I use, you know, I use the 7-string set on my 6-string, but I just take the 7th string off. Okay. So yeah, so these are nylon tape strings. They're great. You know, that's the real jazz sound, they say, for this. So that's what they say on the package. Penta Blues box instead of playing modes. Someone's asking about the Penta Blues box. So you know what? When I'm playing, I know you have to know your 5 minor pentatonic scales fingerings. So if I'm in the key of A minor, there's 5 of them. I'll just play from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It doubles from here. So yeah, I think it's very important to know those. But you know, I mean, in blues it's great, but if you want to get past the blues, you're gonna have to get past the minor pentatonic. And the reason why guitar players learn minor pentatonic first is because it's easy to learn minor pentatonic first. But to get past that, it's a big step for a lot of people. To play a major, you know, this is all from the major scale, actually, the A minor pentatonic. It's actually part of the C major scale. So if you want to learn the C major scale, just add 2 more notes. Remember, the pentatonic means 5. The major scale has 7 notes. All you have to add is 2 more notes, and then you're going to be in a whole different world. So just work on that and try to get past that minor pentatonic box. But I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. But if you want to get to a different level of harmony and theory, add the 2 more notes and start using more scales, the major scales and all the modes and everything else. Okay, let me see. Oh, do you know any Legends of Black Man, Breed to Love? No, I don't know any of those. Stella by Stella, I do know that, but I don't know if I'll have time. I'm getting hungry and I'm tired. So thank you, everybody. I think it's about time to finish. But so I hope we answered your question. So definitely, if you enjoy what you do, what I did, join my Patreon. I already had 2 people join today, at least. You get all these kind of lessons written out, and I'm actually adding a lot more because I'm getting a lot more followers. And just follow me at Ron Jackson Music. My Patreon is patreon.com/Ron Jackson Music. And then everything else, my website is ronjacksonmusic.com. There you can get my book, all these kind of cool printable lessons. I can't show you this because like this is a sweep picking like riff that I have written out. You can download and print these. If you're a patron on Patreon, you get these for free. Okay, and certain patrons, you will get like a free CD download. Out of one of my many CDs that I have. I have about 9 CDs. Some of them are out of print, but I have Flubby Dubby, The Dream I Had, Acoustic Event Yours, Standards and Other Songs, which is somewhere around here. Guitar picks. I said my book, of course, and I forgot to show you guys. I have my vinyl too. This is a really popular item, so you can just go to my website right now. And also, I have my Prime Day coming up. I have my own Amazon store. Just go to amazon.com/store/Ron Jackson Music. And I have my Amazon store where you can buy all kinds of guitars and stuff. So, really appreciate you guys. Thank you for all the gifts and donations and joining, my Patreon. And, if you, pick up my book right now if you can and everything. And I really appreciate you guys. And we'll be talking soon. So follow me everywhere. Ron Jackson Music. On Patreon, YouTube, TikTok, anywhere you want. Internet. Okay. And, thank you, everybody. And, Amazon Prime Day is on July 12th and 13th. I sell guitars on my Amazon storefront and everything else. And, if you want to contact me directly, use Ron at ronjacksonmusic.com for any questions about lessons or anything, like that. And we'll be talking soon, okay, guys? Thank you for watching. And you can watch this video, everybody, on TikTok, on YouTube. This video will not be saved on TikTok because I don't think you can save a live video on TikTok. But I filmed simultaneously on YouTube. So go to my YouTube now and join. Subscribe, Ron Jackson Music, youtube.com/Ron Jackson Music. And then you can watch this video and, take a look at some of the things we talked about already. About all the questions I answered for you guys. Okay, and have a great day. I really appreciate everybody, all my fans. And, and thank you very much, everybody. I really appreciate you guys. And have a great day, okay? Bye-bye.